Well, if you have a top 10 best, you gotta have a top 10 worst. But there's a twist. I titled this top 10 worst, but really, in all actuality, it's the top 10 most disappointing movies of 2022. Personally for me. Let's get into it. Starting with number 10, The Gray Man. This is directed by the Russo brothers. And looking at their previous history, you would think that this movie would be good or great even. But anything outside of the MCU with the Russo brothers has been a dud. This one's at the top highest point in the list because I still had fun with it. Rewatching it, it got a little bit worse, but this movie is just basic. And when you have the potential of Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, Billy Bob Thornton in a movie together, Ana de Armas, and you have just that's extremely disappointing. Number 9. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. This one hit a little bit harder because I actually am a Christian, and it's not because I'm offended. I am not one of those people that's like, oh, they said something bad about Jesus and Christians, negative points for this movie. No, I think the way they portrayed some of the horrific aspects to modern day Christianity or American Christianity is very true and very disturbing and very sad. The issue was the movie wasn't good and it wasn't funny. Don't watch it. Number 8. This one I actually look forward to a lot. You have the great George Miller. This is 3,000 Years of Longing or whatever the heck it was called. You have this incredible idea for a film where you have Tilda Swinton getting access to a genie, and the genie is essentially telling his life story of how he became a genie, and you get this movie. Now, granted, it is beautifully filmed and incredible performances. I am not saying the movie looks bad or is performed bad or has terrible editing, terrible cinematography. No, the movie is just boring. And I love slow burns. This one was just slow. Number 7. Don't worry, darling. Here's the thing, Olivia Wilde. You made a good movie. Book smart. This movie, this ain't good. That twist, it's an intriguing idea, but you ended it like that? It's a good thing Harry left. Number 6. Father Stu. I mean, second religious film. I must hate religious movies. No, I don't. But when you have a movie with Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, and it's about this man's true life, and it's a very endearing kind of story, but it's also a movie where you are watching a man fall apart for 2 hours, and I don't want to watch a movie that is going to make me feel depressed. And for some people, they will be moved by this film. For me, I felt like I was getting punched in the face with literal depression, and I walked away not really liking life, honestly. The guy's story is incredible. I respect and everything. It's just an interesting movie to make, and Mark Wahlberg really gave it his all. I respect the man. He is a great actor, sometimes Transformers.
Is your car? Huh?
And this one, he did a good job, but it just made me sad, and not in a good way sad. And I don't want to watch movies ever again kind of sad. Amsterdam. Wow, I was looking forward to this film. And it is not the train wreck that people call it, but it is boring. It is dull. It is overly long. It doesn't need to be over 2 hours. The way they thread everything together in the final act was so messy. And they did Taylor Swift wrong. Like, no wonder why no one saw the movie. Spoilers, you killed the girl. You killed one of the highlights, one of the big marketing schemes for this movie, and you kill her in the first 20 minutes? But Christian Bale and John David Washington and Margot Robbie are great. Movie sucks. Number 4. Firestarter. Oh my God, I love Zac Efron, but why did you do this? And no offense to the little girl, she wasn't like the worst actress in the world, but no bueno. No, this movie, on all cylinders, not good. It has one of the worst third acts that I've seen in a while, and has pretty cringe-worthy, laughable dialogue all throughout the film. Number 3. Moonfall. Oh my God, this movie's horrible. Don't watch it. It's so bad it's good. It's just bad. Patrick Wilson, I love you. The guy from Game of Thrones. You're so funny. but not in this. This movie's bad. Don't watch it. Number 2, I hate this movie, Jurassic World Dominion. You already know how I feel. If you want to get more of an in-depth reasoning why I don't like this movie and it broke my heart, click up above for the following review. Non-spoiler. Yeah, I hate this movie. Now, number 1, there has been no other film that I found myself so appalled where if I was writing this script, by page 4, I would have said to the guy, or said to myself, no, Halloween Ends. Wow. What they did to an already pretty incredible start for Halloween, the 2018 version. I love that movie. And yeah, Halloween Kills, it's not great. It's not even good, but I enjoyed it for what it was. This is the rise of Skywalker, the Jurassic World Dominion of the Halloween franchise. How they could quite possibly take another reboot ending and just screw up everything like they did with the other one, like H2O. I don't really remember that one, but I remember not liking it as much. And the Rob Zombie films, they were not good at all. Some good gore, but that was it. And yet somehow they did this. They made an origin film for a new serial killer in the final Michael Myers film. It's pretty much the same vibe of Season of the Witch, like the kind of idea. And I really admire the direction for what the story really was about, but not for the final film. And that's the thing that sucks, is that this is actually a pretty decent film. It has no business being the last chapter for a franchise that's all about Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. And you get that epic-ish finale in the final 15 minutes. By the time the credits rolled, by the time the fight ended, I was just dying in laughter with how terrible this movie was. That was my top 10 worst, as in most disappointing movies. Majority of these were disappointing. The final 3 were just terrible, god-awful movies I never want to watch again. What are your top 10 most disappointing or even worst, like movies that you hate with a passion? Let me know, because I want to have conversations with you guys. What would you have done differently with Halloween Ends or Jurassic World Dominion? Not have Locust be the final villain, I'll tell you that. Or maybe you think my list is completely dumb. That's fine. Film is subjective. Let me know down below. Love you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also don't forget to be blessed.